Well, November 12th, and we're bidding adieu to Salmon Harbor Marina here in Winchester Bay. Spent the last about a week here. It's been really nice. A couple rainy days, but quite a few actually sunny days. Not overly warm, maybe highs up to maybe 50. We've been dry camped on this pier or jetty here. Right at the end there, you can see. Cost us around 25 or 30 a night. But in all the time we've been here, we've been the only camper on this whole jetty, and it holds about 27 sites, so that's been kind of nice. But it's time to continue on south now. I still haven't really made the decision yet. Probably flip a coin today, or maybe ask Anne. We could continue down the coast, which we've done many times. Probably been up and down there 8 or 9 times. Or we could cut into Interstate 5 overnight at Seven Feathers Casino and then go over the Siskiyou Pass. It's pretty well warmed up enough, and there's no snow in the immediate forecast, so we can probably get over that down into California's Central Valley. So we'll make a decision. Stay tuned. Well, we decided to take the inland route and get down to the desert quickly. So we did 4 stops before we got over into the California desert, and all of them were free stops. We did a couple casinos and kind of a ranch inn and a Camping World. So first up was Seven Feathers Casino, which is a very popular stop when you're going down Interstate 5 for snowbirds. They have a really nice area in the bottom, nice and flat, kind of behind the casino. There's a lower parking lot where the RVs can go, and they don't really hassle you much about registering or anything. I think you're allowed to stay there 5 nights, and security kind of patrols, but they don't really bother you too much. We, as a thank you, we don't do too much gambling, but we usually fill up at their truck stop. It's always one of the cheapest place to get fuel in Oregon, and then the next hop is down into California, so you really want to fill up on the cheaper fuel. On the way between Winchester Bay and over to Seven Feathers, had a bit of a scare as the people behind me were really trying to pass me. I was going actually over the speed limit. I think I was doing about 60 and a 55. Anyway, they passed on a tight corner, and there was another car coming, and the guy had just made it. I had to kind of hit the brakes to give him room. Anyway, we had a nice overnight there, and then we got up fairly early in the morning and moved out because we had the next trip was kind of a long one, where we go over the Siskiyou Pass and over by Mount Shasta. And it was a beautiful day, light winds, very sunny, not overly warm, but it wasn't anywhere near freezing. There was still some snow on the sides of the roads at the very highest points. Once you got up around right at the peaks, the 2 passes you kind of go over, hit about 4,000 feet. And when it got up there, you could see remnants of the storm. But Mount Shasta looked fantastic, and blue skies, and it had a fresh coating of snow on it, so that was kind of cool. We actually stopped at a rest stop, so I'll give you a little footage of that. Well, we made it up over the Siskiyou Pass there. We're just up near Weed, California. Just pulled over to give you a shot of Mount Shasta, just looking spectacular with the fresh snow. It's in the high 40s now. Everything's bare and dry, so it's been a nice drive over the pass into California. Then we came down the other side and into California, into the Great Central Valley, and it's fairly, about a 4-hour drive. We stopped in Redding at a Camping World that I've stopped at a few times, and they allow you to dry camp in the parking area. There's also, I think if you're Good Sam, there's a few hookups there that you can take advantage of, but we don't really need the hookups or anything. Although they seem to be really stocked up with RVs. Holy cow, it was just I guess people aren't buying RVs as much anymore because they seem to be overstocked. So they had RVs all over the place in the parking lot they usually allow you to camp in. So I asked, oh, can I just go on the street? And it's not really a through street, so I just kind of overnighted on the street there, and no one bothered me. And we got up the next morning and headed out. And it was to a new casino that we haven't been to before. It's over kind of northeast of Sacramento, called Thunder Valley Casino Resort. And I had read online that you're allowed to overnight for up to 72 hours. So this is the Thunder Valley Casino RV parking area. You can park here for up to 72 hours. Security comes along, or you call them or go in, and they come and take a picture of your driver's license and your license plate, and then you're allowed to stay up to 3 days. It's a huge parking lot, some trucks over there, plenty of space to park. Quite a walk to the casino, but they do have a shuttle bus. You can phone the number and they'll send a bus out for you. It's been pretty peaceful, other than right beside us is train tracks. So if you don't like trains, sometimes it comes along. And because there's a crossing right there at the entrance to the casino road, it honks its horn, the train horn, 4 times, so it's super loud. Kind of interesting here, I haven't seen this before, bus shelters with RV air conditioners on top. I guess in the summer it gets baking hot here. Anyway, pretty good free stopover. Seagulls showed up this morning. Pretty close to Sacramento, a little bit northwest. We're going to head on down the road. Stay tuned. So good stopover there. The trip from Camping World to Thunder Valley Casino Resort. There is a Garmin I have the RV Garmin, so it doesn't route me anywhere I can't go as far as height and size, but it did route me through Marysville, I think, and it went through this kind of overpass. It was 14 feet 1 inches, which I'm well below, but it was kind of narrow as well. It's like, whoa, that's tight. So went through there, no problem. Nice routing. Anyway, we went from there. The next stop was all the way down to Harris Ranch Inn and Restaurant. So another fairly long drive, kind of a boring drive. We went through Sacramento and Stockton. It was smooth sailing there. There wasn't too much traffic. Wasn't really that much traffic on Interstate 5 either. It was sunny and there wasn't too much wind. So the thing in the valley, sometimes it can get quite windy along there, but this time there was no problem. And we got down to the Harris Ranch Inn and Restaurant. So I have a little footage of going in because they've changed quite a bit there. There used to be a giant dirt parking lot that the truckers would come in and overnight, and there was tons of room for RVs. And we had overnighted there before, but when I came in this time, there was all these Tesla charging stations that had been put in, and they had cones, and they kind of restricted all the space you could go into, and already there were some trucks there, so I knew it was just going to fill up with trucks, so no point trying. But I went around the other side to their hotel parking lot, and I went in and asked, do they have anywhere for the RVers to camp? And they said, as long as there's nobody in the parking lot, you're welcome to stay overnight in there. And they also say they have an RV park coming. There's a big sign saying coming soon, an RV park there, so they're making some changes there. So if you normally have a stopover there, it's good to know that they're changing a few things. It's also we usually go in there and buy some of their bakery goods. Anne likes pastries, and they have some excellent pastries in there. We had eclairs and cream horns, but they also have a really good barbecue and sell steaks and stuff, because I think the ranch is a part of a cattle ranch. And then the next morning was we're going to get out of that Central Valley, and we went through Bakersfield, no problem. But I'm glad we were getting out of there, because it was almost pea soup in parts of Bakersfield. It was really bad pollution from, I guess, all the farms and smog and stuff. So we got through there and up over to Tehachapi, and it was nice to see blue sky again. We saw the windmills and then we were into the desert. That's always kind of the first glimpse of the desert when we come out over the Tehachapi Pass, and now we're ready to spend our snowbird season boondocking in the desert. So first stop, we just went up to a place called Dove Springs, not too far from Mojave. I have a bunch of packages going to a friend's in Mojave for some review items, so look forward to that. In the coming few weeks I'll be reviewing a bunch of different gadgets and stuff. Anyway, that's the update for now. Stay tuned.